In the last presentation, we have understood the basics of regular expressions, and I've told you in the last lecture that we will use the concepts of regular expressions that we have learned in this lecture, where we will discuss the special program number 13, password validation. So in this lecture, we will discuss the special program number 13, password validation, and in this lecture, we will use the concepts of regular expressions, which we have learned in the last lecture. So without any further delay, let's get started. The topic of this presentation is special program password validation. Now, as we know what is the topic of this lecture, let's move on and let's understand the problem statement before writing the program for the same. So let's look at the problem statement first. Write a program to check the validity of the password entered by the user with the following requirements. So we need to check the validity of the password which is entered by the user based on the following requirements. The first requirement is that minimum 7 characters must be there in the password and maximum 20 characters are allowed. The third requirement is that at least one letter between capital A to capital Z and one letter between small a to small z must be there in the password. At least one letter. The fourth requirement is that at least one number from 0 to 9 must be there. And the fifth requirement is that at least one character from this character set must be there in the password. This means that the password must have at least one character from the set. It can have either $, hash, @ or exclamation mark. So if all these requirements are satisfied, then we can say that the password which is entered by the user is the valid password. Otherwise, we will say that the password is invalid. I hope the problem statement is completely clear, and now we are ready to write the program. First, we need to import this module called RE, because in this module we have the function called search. Now why do we need the search function in our program? Because we want to validate the password, and to validate the password we need to check certain requirements which we have already seen. In order to check those requirements, we need the search function which is available in this RE module. Hence it makes sense to import this module in our program. I hope this is clear. RE stands for regular expression, and we need this module to import the search function. Now what is the next step after this? The next step is to accept the password entered by the user. For this purpose we need the input function, and to this input function we are passing this string enter the password, which will be displayed as the prompt for the user. User will provide the password, and eventually pwd is the variable which will point to that password. So pwd is the variable which represents the password entered by the user. The next step is to calculate the length of this password entered by the user. Because we need to satisfy the very first requirement that the length of the password must be between 7 to 20. Therefore, we need to calculate the length, and we do not need to calculate the length manually. We can use the len function for this purpose. We need to pass pwd to len function. This will automatically calculate the length of the password entered by the user. Eventually, pwd len variable will point to that length. Now let's move on to the next step. The next step is to declare this variable is valid and set it to false. As the name suggests, this variable will keep track of the validation of the password. If it is the case that the password is valid, then in that case this is valid variable will point to true, otherwise it will point to false. Initially we are setting this variable to false because we are assuming this that the password entered by the user is invalid. And if all the requirements are satisfied, then we will set is valid to true in that case. If is valid is true, then we will print the message, the password is valid. Otherwise we will print the password is not valid. I hope this idea is completely clear. Now let's proceed and write the main logic of the program. We will use the infinite while loop, and within the infinite while loop, we will check several conditions. We need to check all the requirements, and we will check those requirements within the while loop. If it is the case that any of the requirements is not satisfied, then in that case, we will break the loop without setting is valid to true. This means that is valid will remain false, and this means that we will print the message that the password is not valid. So if at least one requirement is not satisfied, then in that case we will break the loop without setting is valid to true. Otherwise, if all the requirements are satisfied, then in that case we will set is valid to true, and then we will break the loop. So we will break the loop anyhow, but we will either set is valid to true or we will set it to false. I hope this idea is clear. So let's write this while statement, while true. This indicates that we are writing the infinite while loop, and within this while loop we need to check this first condition. If pwd_len is less than 7 or pwd_len is greater than 20, then break the loop. We need to terminate this loop immediately if it is the case that the length of the password is less than 7 or it is greater than 20. If the first two requirements are not satisfied, then in that case we need to break this loop without setting is valid to true. I hope this idea is clear. After this, we need to check the third requirement. If it is the case that the password does not contain at least one character from this range, then we will break the loop. Here we are using the search function to search for this pattern within this password which is entered by the user. Here we are passing this range capital A to capital Z within square brackets, which indicates that at least one character from this range must be there in PWD. If it is the case at least one character from this range exists within the password which is entered by the user, then the search function in that case will return the match object which we have learned in the last lecture. Otherwise it will return none. And here we are using the not operator. If it is the case that the search function returns none, then this means that the password does not contain at least one character from this range. This means that the requirement is not satisfied. Hence we will receive none here, and not of none means true, which means that the break statement will be executed in that case. This means that if it is the case that at least one character from this range does not exist within the password, then we need to break the loop. And now we need to check this also. If it is the case that at least one character from this range does not exist in the password, then also we need to break the loop. So there must be at least one character from this range in the password. But if it is not the case, then we need to break the loop as it is without setting is valid to true. So these two together will check for the third requirement which we have seen. Now what is the next step? We need to check the fourth requirement, which is this. We need to check this whether the password contains at least one digit from 0 to 9. If it is the case that the password does not contain at least one digit, then in that case we need to break the loop. This is the fourth requirement. After this, we need to check this whether the password contains at least one character from this character set or not. If it is the case that the password does not contain at least one character from this character set, then in that case, the loop will terminate. Up to this point, we have checked all the 5 requirements that we need to check. And here we are checking the additional requirement. Here we are checking this if the password contains the white space character. We know this is \s, which is the special sequence that indicates a white space character. So we are searching for this white space character in PWD. If it is the case that the password contains the white space character, then in that case this function will return the match object. In this case, we need to break the loop because there must not be any white space character within the password. So the user must not enter any white space character. I hope this is making sense. So if the password contains the white space character, in that case the loop will terminate as it is. Otherwise the loop will not terminate, we'll move on to the next check. Here we need to evaluate this else block, and within this else block we will set is valid to true and then we will break the loop. What does it mean? If none of these conditions are satisfied, this means that if all the requirements are satisfied, then the else block must be executed. This means that is valid must be set to true and then we need to break this loop. So this else block will be executed when all these conditions are not satisfied. This means that all the requirements are satisfied. I hope this is clear. After this, we need to check this. If is valid is true. This is another way of saying the same thing. If is valid is true, then this condition is satisfied. We'll go inside and print password is valid. Otherwise, we will print password is invalid. So this is the complete program which checks whether the password is valid or not. Now let's execute this code line by line. First we need to execute this line of code. pwd equal to input, enter the password. This message will be displayed on the screen, that is enter the password. User will enter the password, let's say jasprit@1234. This is the password entered by the user. Now we know that the pwd variable will point to this object which contains the string jasprit@1234. Now after this, the next step is to execute this line, that is pwd len equal to len pwd. We know that eventually pwd len will store the length of the password entered by the user. The length of this password is 13. So pwd len will point to this object with value 13. Now let's execute this line. Is valid equal to false. This means that is valid variable must point to this object with this value false. Now let's execute this statement while true. We know that this is always true, so we need to go inside this while loop and we need to check this condition. Is it the case that the length of the password is less than 7 or the length of the password is greater than 20? Is it true? No, it is not true. None of these conditions are satisfied. Here we know that pwd len is 13. Therefore, this statement will not be executed. We now need to move to the next line and check this condition. Here, we are using the search function to search for this pattern in the password. Is it the case that at least one character from this range exists in this password? Yes. We can see this that capital J is there in this password which belongs to this range. Therefore, we will receive the match object from this search function and this is equivalent to true and not of true is false. Therefore, this statement will not be executed. Hence, we need to move to the next line. Now here we are checking whether this password contains at least one character from this range or not. We have multiple characters here, ASPREET. All these characters belong to this range. Therefore, we will get the match object from the search function and hence this entire condition becomes false. Therefore, this break statement will not be executed. Please note that here we are using the NOT operator. If we get a match object from the search function, then that is equivalent to true and not of true eventually becomes false. If we receive none from the search function, then we know that none is equivalent to false and not of false is true. In that case, the condition becomes true. Here, condition is not satisfied, hence this break statement will not be executed. Now let's move to the next line and check this condition. Is it the case that the password which is entered by the user contains at least one digit? Yes. Here we have a total of 4 digits, 1, 2, 3, 4. all belongs to this range from 0 to 9. Therefore, this search function will return the match object, and here this condition becomes false. Hence, the break statement will not be executed. Now let's check the next condition. Is it the case that this password contains at least one character from this character set? Here we can see this that we have @ character which belongs to this set. Therefore, this search function will return the match object and eventually this condition becomes false. Hence, this break statement will not be executed. Therefore, we need to move to the next line. Now we need to check this. Is it the case that the password contains any white space character? No. Therefore, this break statement will not be executed. Hence, we need to move to this else block. Finally, we are at this else block. This means that isValid must be set to true. Therefore, we need to replace this to true. And after this, we need to execute this break statement, which means that eventually this while loop will terminate. And hence, we need to move to this line. Is it the case that the password is valid? We can see this that password is valid because isValid is true. Therefore, this print statement will get executed and hence password is valid is printed on the screen. So we are getting this message password is valid. So I hope this program is clear. So we are ready to execute this program in Visual Studio Code. So let's execute this program in Visual Studio Code. I have opened the Python work folder in this Visual Studio Code, and in this folder I have created this password validation.py file. Within this file I have written the same code which we have seen in the presentation. Now let's execute this code. For this purpose we need to open the new terminal and we need to enter this command Python, then white space, then name of this file followed by .py extension. So let's type this. Let's hit enter. Let's enter the password now. Let's hit enter. We are getting this message password is valid. Let's execute this command once again and this time let's enter an invalid password. Let's enter hello world. Let's hit enter. We are getting this message password is invalid because this password does not satisfy all the requirements that we have stated here. I hope how this program works is clear and we can see this that our program is working correctly as well. Now let's get back to our presentation. Now as we have understood the entire program of the password validation, we are done with this topic which is special program password validation, and this means that we are done with this lecture. Okay friends, this is it for now. Thank you for watching this presentation. I will see you in the next one.